We have to find somewhere overnight we can park. Parks is very, very, very difficult unless you're in a campground. But again, rest stops on Highway 1, rest stops on Highway 16. That may not be the case on Highway 93, the Icefields Parkway. But Highway 16 and Highway 1 are both federal trade corridors that you're allowed to. There's always something special about Last Light. I don't know what it is. I've gotten myself in trouble for stopping at Last Light to take some photos. It's just too good not to capture sometimes. But then, minutes later, you're in the dark. Marilyn and I have slept on with our friend Paul a slopey cliff because it was so dark we couldn't navigate anymore. So yeah, we literally had to just stop there, bivvy. Woke up in the morning, traveled a few more hours. We had to get to the hut that we were traveling to. The pictures were phenomenal. Check this out. See that alpenglow there? Coming underneath the clouds, but over the mountains. Easy. Looks like there's a fire or something. That's spectacular. This is totally not my typical style, but man, even from the road, the views you're getting. So tonight we finally settled on where we're going to go. It was not what we originally planned. Tonight we're parked at an undisclosed location, mostly because they've hassled a lot of people for overnighting. And if you're stealth, it should be fine, but they don't allow it. Anyway, rumor on the campfire is that even Chrome had to take a video down. Tonight we're stealthing in a beautiful spot. It has outhouses. We're practicing leave no trace, except our tire tracks into the parking lot. I think someone is upset about losing revenue if van lifers show up. But yeah, so in a nutshell, we finally wrapped up for the night. Did some driving.
Bedtime snacks.
Yeah, bedtime snacks, which is usually crackers, cheese, some kind of pepperoni. We also have some plums tonight. Score, a juice box we brought from the beginning of the trip.
Is that mirror light our light?
That's the rear view mirror, or the side view mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, we'll probably wrap up here. This might be the last video of our trip, because come tomorrow, but yeah, we were going to talk more about our getting ousted. The first time we've ever gotten the quote unquote knock.
Yeah. We weren't sleeping this time though.
No. But the guy kind of had a grin on his face. Didn't really know what to say. I think he was probably more embarrassed than we were. We were actually in in Glacier National Park.
Hold on.
What?
We need to talk about what he said though. He's like, "This is private property" or something. And we're like, "Oh, well, we didn't see a sign." He's like,
"No," he said, "No camping here."
Oh, yeah. And we're like, "We didn't see a sign." He's like, "Well, we have a post."
I was like, there was no sign.
An unmarked post.
So where we were, there's some snow sheds in Glacier National Park. And on one of the sides of the snow shed, there was a road that went up on top of it. And I thought, yeah, you know what? I want to go check that out because at worst we can go and have a snack up there. Snack. So we wheel up there, no signs, nothing at all. Again, then when this guy came and said, you can't be up here, and says, well, we have a post. And there's this great big huge, it's like the size of a railroad tie.
I wish we would have videoed what it looked like.
We'll have to go back and get video of that because, yeah, it was like a railroad tie, like 20 feet tall, no sign on it at all. Other ones, we went back and looked, they had the same post, but they had like no authorized personnel signs on them. Anyways.
Unauthorized.
Yeah, no unauthorized. Anyways, so yeah, we're taking a break for some afternoon delight, I believe they call it. It turned into an interesting and fun and funny situation. I cracked the door, had to say yes, and he kind of slapped on the hood of the van to get our attention, but like a vehicle pulling up beside you isn't obvious enough. We also didn't have any of the blackout windows in. And the tinted windows, thankfully, provide some privacy. But needless to say, it was an adventure. It's been a long time since I've had someone give me trouble for having fun in a van or a vehicle. I think I was like 16.
Moral of the story is, it happens sometimes.
Yep. And of all places, like we've been in places where it was a total heat score. I don't know, he must have just been doing his rounds. Because like we were up on top of the snow shed where no one could see you, but that being said, we're going to finish our snack, go to bed. We'll see you in the morning. So rise and shine. This morning, didn't get hassled at all. Thought I heard someone putting something underneath our windshield wipers this morning, but it turns out it was just someone closing doors a couple stalls away. It's gotten really busy. There's like 20 cars here already, so what we're going to do is pack up. We're going to go down the road, make some breakfast there. Again, just to spread out our impact. That's always the key to low-key stealth. No lawn chairs, and spread out what you do so that it's just not always in one place. You're not setting up a yard sale or anything. You can see Marilyn's just kind of getting all of the bedding put away. We're going to convert this from a bed to a seat because we want to cook inside. It's like the summer trip has turned into a fall trip today. It was like probably close to minus or freezing degrees last night, freezing temperatures. It got kind of cold. We ended up pulling out a third blanket and sharing the two down ones. Usually we have a down one each, but we ended up layering those so we could share a little bit of warmth, and then it was nice and toasty. It's very nippy right now. I didn't bring a jacket, mostly because in the summertime, really I don't need much of a jacket. I think I brought a rain shell. Even in these temperatures, once I start getting exercise, I overheat so fast. So it's not too cold, but Marilyn will definitely be pulling out her puffy this morning.
I already have it on.
Oh, she already has it on underneath her old man jacket.
Sweater.
Old man sweater. Well, we're going to pack up and then make some breakfast, and then we're going to meander our way home and take some drone shots once we're in a place where we can take some drone shots. We're now in the national park. We stopped at Mistaya Canyon. We drove a bit to come here. There's not a whole lot of view right now. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's lots of trees to view, but you can't see the mountains. There's bathrooms up there. We're gonna start making some food. Here's the spectacle of Marilyn crossing from the front of the van to the rear of the van. We're trying to make coffee and do breakfast at the same time, which is working out, but yeah, a bit of a rodeo. See, the sausages are frying in the pan. We have hash browns, kind of like the ones you get at McDonald's. Juice boxes, I forgot we had those. And then we also have eggs, which are still in the fridge. Frank's Red. Oh, the eggs are right there. Coffee being made here. Kettle set up and plugged in there. Coffee's already ground. The process. Oh, and then cream staying cold in our quasi fridge, which is well, windows open so that we don't carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide ourselves out.
You can stir it if you want.
This is real van life right here. This is the gong show that you never see on the curated channels. But everything has its place. Coffee's going to be great, and breakfast is going to be spectacular. Need a hand with anything? Mmm, sausages.
I know, that was pointless. I was trying to get that crumb off.
Maybe thought you were moving the invisible sausages over. And this B-roll shot, and there's a hair in there. Sweet, sweet nectar. D. Dutchman's Dairy.
Oh my god.
You liked that one, didn't you?
I hated that.
Oh, come on. The camera got a sip. They got to taste it at home.
God. That's like watching like a kindergarten program or something. Atrocious.
You picked me.
Oh my god.
What?
You did that?
Don't be jealous.
I'm definitely not.
Oh, yeah. Put your mouth on that, people. Put your mouth on that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on. Come on. Put your mouth on it. Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm feeding them coffee. Those were mauled into that by that.
I did it on purpose. Can you put some of the stuff away though? Like the fridge stuff like that and the cream?
Yep,
Just
I'll
to
clean
get
all
more...
that up. That's the one thing I'm good for is cleaning up. One of my favorite things about the AeroPress, coffee is all pressed. I've taken this piece off. That's what holds the filter in place, and that's just a filter on there. The coffee is under there. All I do is just slide it out and it's done. This is a very meticulous process. Watch the master flip her eggs. Telling you.
Kind of loosening it right now.
Yeah.
This one needs more time yet.
The master has spoken. The egg whisperer. Our cooking has sufficiently fogged some of the windows. The front window is sort of done. This one's actually not too bad. But the rest are all pretty foggy. Oh, look at that. Mastery. Crispy back of the egg. Unpopped yolks. Telling you, there is a method to her madness. Look at that yolk. Not popped or nothing. Just gonna sizzle there, get nice and gooey. That's gonna make one delicious egg. There is an art.
Okay.
Egg yolks are not meant to be hard and chalky. Ugh. Keep them soft. Proteins are intact. Get more nutrition from them.
Alright, enough
they're-
chatting, we gotta...
Okay, I better get to work. That's what she said.
I think that is good. Now we just have to grab the...
Sausages. Actually, I'll grab my coffee on your way. Oh, yeah.
3, 4?
5?
Damn it.
What are you trying to do?
Just trying to move it over so I can put my coffee here. Now where's that box of...
Put it between us.
Sure.
Like our love child.
Yep. Oof, this is getting dangerously low. I always forget to open this away from me. Can't count how many times I've been sprayed with Frank's.
Let's see, that's empty.
You want this?
Yeah, maybe. Did you put any on the eggs?
No. Alright. I think I got more potatoes than you, so grab some from me if you want more.
Okay. Looks like I'm gonna skip the pepper. Yeah, we need a table too. Yeah, compressor fridge. I think the sinks I would forego and make something that's like a portable sink, and that space behind the driver's seat can go right to the roof. We seldom need that countertop with anything other than just to kind of put odds and ends on. Like whatever we do for a fridge, I usually put up higher so that it's just above the bed and we don't have to fiddle with this then.
Still kind of gooey.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't need my knife. Do you want your knife or no?
I've used it already, so.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
It was used for butter, I guess.
And I have not used it yet. I was thinking I haven't used it yet, and I was like, but my eyes deceive me. But my eyes, they deceive me. What's that from?
I have no idea I was going to ask you that.
Moulin Rouge. Ziedler, when he's up there, when she faints, passed out.
Oh, when she's sick. I thought you meant when she was with first time meeting the...
No, when she passed out on the stage.
You've
When
scared
he was
her
covering.
away.
Yeah. But my eyes, they deceive me.
It's funny how small the Moulin Rouge actually is when we were in Paris. Looking at it.
Yeah.
It's like the Mona Lisa.
Yeah. That was so weird. And all the people crowded, like famous art for acres. Everyone wanted a selfie with Mona Lisa.
Didn't happen if you don't have a picture. Good sausages though.
Mm-hmm. No, they've always been pretty good. You numbskull. That's what my dad always used to say to us.
Numb. Think about that. Numb skull. But when you say it together, numbskull, it sounds like numbskull is a word itself. But really what you're saying is a numb skull.
Or dead brain.
Yeah. But I mean, like, when I was a kid, numbskull always just sounded like a thing in itself. Like a squirrel or something, you know? Like just
Has
like,
its own definition in the dictionary.
like there's not two words, it's one word, numbskull. I'm thinking it probably is one word by now, I don't even know.
I wonder where it comes from.
Like, who started saying it first?
Mm-hmm.
Or what?
I know a lot of my, no, like where it came from. I know a lot of my dad's humor came from Archie Bunker. So I bet you they said it in there.
Probably.
Meathead, that was another one I always was called. That one comes from there.
Mm-hmm.
All in the family. You don't see TV like that anymore.
You can't. It wouldn't be allowed. Remember that one episode where he is like, he thinks that one guy is gay? And he may be gay, I don't even know. They don't really specify in the show. And he's very, like, what he thinks, very effeminate. When he makes that crack about him being a fairy, and he can just open the window and they'll all watch him fly out because he was gonna leave. It was so stupid. Yeah, a lot of interesting issues they cover on that. Like the other issue of being like black neighbors.
Yeah, he was so aghast when the black neighbors moved in.
Yeah.
But it was like, wasn't it the kid that he really liked that moved in, so he couldn't hate on them too bad. But yeah, it's funny that back in the 60s and 70s they were already talking about the issues, and then people act today like they haven't already been talked about. Not that they don't still need to be, but
awareness always happens before change.
well, in comedy is kind of what made it so apparent in that series. But now it seems like if you crack the wrong joke, it's
Cancel culture.
yeah. I don't know what the happy medium is, but
Definitely seems like we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Maybe we knee jerk too far and that's needed for the balance, or I don't know.
You want more potatoes?
No, not before. Eyes are bigger than your belly.
I told you I took more than you by accident. Just when I was divvying it up.
Eyes are bigger than your belly.
Yeah, well. My appetite goes down the longer it takes to eat. Do you ever have that? You probably don't, but if I wait too long to eat, I can't eat as much because it's like my stomach kind of shrinks or something.
Sometimes, but I don't know. I was used to regularly not eating for like 18 hours and then having one massive meal, stuffing myself silly and
from working or from
just because like when you were out on a road in the middle of nowhere, there was nowhere to go. Like there wasn't even gas stations in most of the places we were at. Holy!
Cruising.
And he's passing a Parks truck.
Wow.
In a 70 zone. He probably didn't realize until he was already past him that's a Parks truck. And I'm not sure the Parks guy can do anything because he's not a conservation officer. But if it was a conservation officer, he'd have gotten his ass handed to him. So we're just gonna stuff these dishes in the bag and
we can do that.
take them to the dishwasher.
We'll have to empty that water though.
Empty what water?
In that kettle.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So that's something we like to do every once in a while. On the last day when we know where we're heading home, save ourselves from just doing any of the dishes. Most of it we just take in and throw in the dishwasher anyways because then it cleans everything completely. Sometimes you half-ass things when you're in the van, like using baby wipes to clean your meat and that kind of stuff. But yeah, we always just take it into the dishwasher, throw it in, turn it on, let it do its thing. We also need to take this stove to a car wash and pressure wash it, which is nice to do every once in a while. Doesn't damage the stove. It's just propane with tubes and lines. So like as soon as you put propane in one end, turn on the stove, the heat heats up, all of the water evaporates and gets pushed out. But it's a super easy way to keep your stove really, really nice, clean, and new looking. Literally just open it up and go after it with a pressure washer at the car wash. I'm gonna start packing up some things, I think. And then really, there's not much else we have to do except put the coffee stuff away. Put the drill in the back.
So we're gonna do our coffee shits at...
I'm gonna have to do mine up here.
Oh, okay. That knife is clean. I can go with you.
Come on, you can do it.
Fat hand. Put this one in that.
Rinse this plate off now.
Throw a bag up here.
Or do we want to just use that bag? Let's just use the pan bag and get a new pan bag.
Okay. Pan bag.
For the frying pan.
Pan bag.
New pan bag. It's a bag for a pan.
You and your bag. New pan bag. Okay, I got a new pan bag.
Oh, I'll make you a new pan bag. Closed. There are some holes in that bag.
I'm gonna grab all those utensils in the sink out too.
Oh yeah. What was this?
Pan bag.
Sausages in the fridge. Watch your head. Oops.
Won't you please eat a couple more bites?
No, I am done. D-O-N-E. Just toss them in here.
What?
The rest.
I still want some. I'm full.
Yeah, so toss it in here.
Just wait. I think the pan is cool.
Yeah. We should just take that door off.
What?
Just toss the rest.
That's more than just that.
Oof.
What?
I'm a captain.
Oh, sewer?
Forever.
Let's put it away. I'll get it later.
Oh, you gotta be.
My shoes.
It's all over my pants. It's all underneath that drawer.
We can't take. Well, we have to replace this drawer slide, right? Well, there's nothing we can do to it now. I want a bag coffee. I want a bag coffee. I want a a lot of that coffee.
I need something to wipe this down with.
Okay, this one's clean except for water, so you can use this to clean everything up. Pass me the stove.
Got it.
I'm gonna drive over to the bathrooms.
Just drive slowly.
Yep.
There's too many things I can't.
I know.
So a little bit of a change of scenery. We had something go wrong with